Welcome to another episode of Behind the Biz Petaluma Edition, powered by PCA, Petaluma Community Access, where real stories, local voices, all Petaluma. Today, we're talking community, service, and the power of young leaders who roll up their sleeves to make a difference. I'm joined by Ryo, the immediate past president of the Petaluma Active 2030 Club. If you've ever seen a local fundraiser, a community event, or just neighbors coming together for a good cause, there's a good chance that the 2030 Club had a hand in it. And today we get to hear the story behind the leader who helped make this happen. Ryo, thank you for being here. Appreciate you for being here. And this is gonna be a fun time. This is not some freaking boring interview where we're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. We're here to have some fun and understand a little bit more about you, the club, all that good stuff, right? So let's get into it. First of all, tell us a little bit about you. Are you native to Sonoma, Petaluma? Did you grow up here? Tell us about Ryo.
Yeah, so I was born in Columbus, Ohio, but I didn't live there. I was raised in Petaluma. I've lived in Petaluma, up until I was like 29, and then I just moved to right down the street to Rona Park.
RP.
Yeah.
Close, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Most of my family is still here, which is really nice.
But do you miss Petaluma?
Sometimes I miss being close to my family. I miss being close to my friends. Not that Rona Park is far away, but like sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to drive down to Petaluma to like have a dinner or something.
Yeah. But is there a different vibe? Because Petaluma here. I'm not trying to smack on Rona Park. I'm not trying to talk anything bad, but Petaluma, I think the vibe that we have, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is very different. It's a little bit more like tight knit and like homey feeling here, and like. But now I live in like the actual suburbs, so I feel like I have moved up in a little bit in the world.
I'm moving on up. All right. Well, so moving on there, now moving on to the Active 2030 Club. What first drew you in the Active? And before we even get into that, what is the Active 2030 Club?
Yeah, so the Active 2030 Club is a group of young professionals between the ages of 20 and 39. We do a lot of philanthropy. We spend all year raising money for the kids in our community, the underserved kids in our community. So we source our kids from COTS, 4Cs, and Mentor Me. So we know for certain that they are kids in need. Mm-hmm. And then we take all of the money that we earn during the year and we take those children back to school shopping in August.
Awesome. Well, cool. And I know you mentioned, we'll get into it later. So what drew you into the Active 2030? What made you join this group in this club?
Yeah, so growing up here, I have a lot of friends here from different, mostly from school, like different walks of life. But I was craving like a friend circle, a friend group, like multiple people who I could do things with, who would have new ideas and new plans and all of these things. And so that's what I was searching for when I found 2030. Yeah. But I saw them at the Butter and Eggs Day Parade, and they were like on their float and they were like dancing to music. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, these are my kind of people, fun people, just out in the community doing things. So I really joined for friendship, and then I just found so many other things like being in the club.
And you know what, I think that's one of the cool parts is when you're looking at a group or a club and an organization, it's absolutely, you're looking at the cause and how they benefit the community, but it's also just an excuse to hang out with your buddies.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you can have a good time, meet people similar to you, people that are just dancing on floats or having a good time, and you go, that's my tribe. I think those people are like me. And those people are also passionate like me as well, mm-hmm. and doing good for the community.
Exactly.
Well, that's awesome, right? And so looking back, how long have you been with the 2030 Club now? 6
years, since the summer of 2019.
Cool, okay. So when you think of the very first event or project with the club, what was that? What was it like? What do you remember?
My first event was actually Ribs for Kids. That was like, I went to a meeting, but that was my first like actual event.
And wait, ribs of kids?
Ribs for kids.
I don't know. Are we allowed?
Don't worry, we're not eating the kids.
No kids were harmed in the making of this video, right? We just want to clarify that. God.
Yeah, but they didn't have like a space for me to volunteer. I like, came after something else, and so I didn't have a job, but I was able to go through like the full event and like see what everybody else was doing and talk to some of the competitors, and I was able to get like a really well-rounded view of like what that event was, which I thought was really cool, and like the type of people that were going to attend, the type of people that were competing, and then also just to get to know all of our members.
Oh, cool. That's awesome, right? And what does being part of this club mean to you personally? Meaning, what does it mean to you?
I have a soft spot for children, and especially children who are in need, and their families as well. And one of the things that makes me the happiest and brings me the most joy in life is to serve the underserved and make sure that everybody has access to the same resources. Yeah. And so for me, like being able to do that and being able to work so hard all year to do that, and then also like getting to meet these children at the end of it, like we meet them for a short amount of time, but it is so worth it to like see these kids and to be able to like hand them the things that we are, that we got for them, and everybody's always so excited and grateful.
Yeah. So like, I believe a lot of people, you mentioned you have a soft spot for the kids and the children, right? And kids or the children, they're the same, right?
Yes.
Can
Yes.
I use that?
You can use them interchangeably.
Both. We're going to serve the kids and the children. We're here to clarify. We don't want to make no kid or children left behind. Right? So you mentioned you had a soft spot for children, right? Why is that? Like, there's so many organizations, and I'm pretty sure there's, there's everything, but why kids?
Good question. I don't know why I chose the kids.
Just something like you just like, I want ribs of kids.
They're delicious.
And again, that's fine, right? It's like it is what it is. I mentioned before, it's like I love working with kids, and it's no reason specific, right? It's like I just feel that if I can help anyone, especially as I'm getting older, I want to be able to give back to the community, and the kids are our future. There's a song like that, right?
Kids, and also I have a soft spot for animals too, but like people or things that can't help themselves, that they need help from other people.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a great way because, like me personally, I felt that way before, where it would be nice if I had certain things, or I was raised with a single mom, right? And I remember the days where it was hard for her to buy me, whether it's clothes or the toy that I wanted or supplies. And so when I look at it, it's like I go back into that because I see almost like I'm helping me when I was younger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, we have our soft spots for whatever reasons. And whether you see yourselves in it or it's just something that you're passionate about. But you can't go wrong with helping kids.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with eating kids.
You can't go wrong with eating kids. We don't eat the kids. Don't tell people
okay.
we eat the kids.
We're making it clear, right? That's not what's going on.
The kids are safe with us.
Kids are safe. Kids are safe. So Petaluma is a town full of volunteers. What makes the Petaluma Active 2030 Club approach unique? Like, what do you do that you feel is unique from some of the other organizations that are out and about?
I think that a lot of the other clubs are usually for people who are retired or who maybe have more time that they can give. A lot of them are meeting in the morning, or their events are like during the weekday or whatever. And I think that us catering towards people who are professionals, who are working, all of our meetings are in the evenings, all of our events are on the weekends, and we like plan them far enough in advance that people are able to like adapt their schedules. Yeah. And I think that is what makes people join 2030, is they're like, oh yeah, these are people who are like me, who I have things in common with, who I have schedules in common with, and I think sometimes it's hard as a younger person to like want to go and like get involved with people who you may not have things in common with, But this like the perk of like making friends and also getting to serve our community.
Yeah. So is that why is it 2030? Why isn't it like 2050? Like
Yeah, we want to focus on the demographic of like people who are in there between the ages of 20 and 39 and give them something that they can people that they can relate to. I mean, you probably know this, like at this age in your life, it's hard to make friends, right? You make a lot of friends in college, or you make some friends at work, but it's really hard to find new friends at this age. And so we really want to bring people together who are like-minded, who are similar in age. And also the idea is that our kids who we serve will someday grow up and join our club and give back to their community as well.
Yeah, I like that, right? Cool. So as president, what was one of your proudest moments? Like when you look at leading the club, what are some of the things that you're really proud of?
We're just so incredible. It's hard to pick a moment, but my platform for running, this is my second term, and my platform for running was diversity, and that meant like all kinds, right? It's not just about race, it's not just about anything in particular. I wanted to see our club be different. I wanted to see our club attract people who are different. And when I looked around the room and I said that, I was like, wow, everybody looks the same. And when I walked in, I was like, wow, everybody looks like each other. Nobody looks like me, right? And when I looked around the room at our install this past week, I was like, wow, we have different people. We have people of all different things. I don't want to point out anything individual.
Do you got any goats?
Like, we don't have any goats. And everybody is still in between the age of 20 and 39. But, we have people from different backgrounds and, with different abilities and different things. And I think that is so important because, as you probably know, representation matters. Yeah. And when you walk into a room of like a bunch of people who look exactly the same, you're like, is there a place for me here? And so even if it's just like, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who are different, like that makes a big difference.
And it's all about being welcoming, right? It's about just saying, hey, it's cool for everybody to come in. And I'm going to petition to get goats approved. So if I come in with okay, serious question. There's a meeting going on, Petaluma Active, 2030. I walk in. I have a goat. Are both of us coming in, or is there going to be some non-inclusion?
We meet at Petaluma Women's Center, and you're not allowed to have animals in there, so the goat would have to stay outside.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say I had to stay outside. And the goat's allowed. You know what? Like, you know how messed up that would be? The goat can come in, but you wouldn't.
How old is the goat?
It's like, the goat's allowed. Man, there goes all your talk about inclusion. Right? And obviously, running any organization, there's challenges that you run into. What are some of the biggest challenges you see in rallying young professionals when it comes to getting involved with the organization or giving back to the community?
I think one of our biggest issues or problems is people not knowing who we are, not being able to get our name out there, because we do have quite a few members. We have 21 members right now, and we have prospects, but I don't think a lot of people know about us.
No. And that's pretty common. I mean, unless you're actively looking for that, but there's so many resources out there. For example, like you were looking to meet friends and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that club. I would go, whether it's just on social media, or they have meetups.
Yeah. Right.
You have meetups and you find people like that. So I mean, there's so many ways to find or be around other people, but this is something that you not only meet other cool people, but you're able to give back to the community as well.
Exactly.
Cool. So is there a story about the club's impact or that really stuck with you? Share a story like that.
One of my favorite stories of being part of 2030 was it was my first shopping spree that I ever chaired. And we give people the gift cards to go and spend on the kids. I always have a problem with overspending. That's just who I am as a person. And this kid wanted something that was like a little extra. And I spent the money out of my own pocket, and the girl saw me getting my money out. And she's like, no, don't spend your money on me. Don't spend your money on me. And I was like, of course, if this is what you want, it was like $12. I'm going to do this for you. And she just looked up at me and she goes, for me, Thank you. And I was like, I would do this every day if I could.
Oh, right. And that's a great reason to get involved with Petaluma Active 2030. And when they have the fundraisers, give, because one of my favorite sayings, money solves a lot of problems. And more importantly, it'll get you a lot of, say it again, like, oh, how did she say?
For me, thank you.
See, that's what it's about right there. It's about that awe. It's about the eyes. It's about some kid or child or children, all three of them, being appreciative and feeling valued.
And most of these kids are kids who have never had anything new. You know, everything is a hand-me-down for them, or, you know, this may be the first time that they have a brand new backpack or a brand new pair of shoes or whatever it is.
And it's so interesting how, you know, different things are more important than how people value different things, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's cool. That's really sweet. What's one of the funniest or unexpected thing that's ever happened at a 2030 event? Or a meeting, or anything that just sticks in, that cracked you up when you think about it, or made you smile or laugh? No one burped, no bodily functions. Somebody didn't let one rip one day while they're like laughing. Somebody didn't fall out of a chair. Somebody didn't, you know, come in drunk and vomited everywhere.
Oh no, it's not that crazy in there. No.
Not yet?
No.
Give it time. Give it time. And you know what? I will come to the meeting, and we're going to create a memory.
Okay.
You and you're going to be like, okay, I didn't know this was coming. I was like, ha ha, you should have been ready, girl. All right. If the 2030 Club was a band or one of your favorite musicians, which genre would it be and why?
I feel like it'd be like, I don't know what it's called, but like, you know, like what they play in New Orleans, or like
What is that? Bluegrass or
no,
not blues? Jazz?
no,
They play the spoons in the washboard?
no, but like something like fun and upbeat and marchy and like.
Okay,
you know.
I got it. So New Orleans vibe?
Yeah.
So, yeah, because you guys are like fun, rowdy, party type.
Exactly. We bring the energy.
You're telling me, you're claiming that you bring New Orleans to Petaluma.
Yeah, we bring the energy.
To be seen, PCA, to be seen. We'll see what's up with that, but I believe it. All right. So, would you rather plan a massive fundraiser event on 1 week's notice, or clean up after a chili cook-off or a rib cook-off event all by yourself?
I would rather plan something on 1 week's notice. That is my strong suit. Waiting until the deadline and then just like getting everything done, delegating, making sure everyone has their pieces, and like throwing an incredible event.
You ain't cleaning up?
I will clean up, but I wouldn't rather clean up.
Is that how you were when you used to go to like school or high school? Or were you the one doing the essay the night before, or the whole, last minute cramming for a study or whatever?
Very much so. And I'm also very much the person who's like, they're like, oh no, like we have a party tomorrow and nothing is done. And I'm like, all right, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then it comes together.
Were you always a natural leader that way, or is that something that you develop over time? At what point did you realize that you're just good at, whether it's delegation or leadership or what have you?
I've always been that way. Yeah. I am one of 6 children, and so it's my whole life has been a lot of different directions, a lot of people doing this, people doing that, everybody kind of being pulled in different directions, and I just like became like the leader of my family. I'm like, okay, like everybody get in line, this is what we're gonna do. And my siblings will all tell you that. They're like, they have a problem, we're calling Ryo.
Okay, if I talk to your siblings, would they say she's a great leader, or would they say she's bossy? Oh, don't even answer. No. Don't even. Okay,
no,
people. Stop it with your lies. You know how you could tell she's lying? Because
they're my siblings. Of course, they have something bad to say about me, but I think that they would say I'm good at it. I'm good at keeping everybody in line.
Mm-hmm. But we know the truth.
With an iron fist.
Yeah, we know the truth. We know what's really going on. All right, back to the facts here, because that's all we talk about are the facts of what's going on. If you could invite any famous person to join the club, who would it be and why?
It's gonna sound really cliche, but obviously Oprah.
Oprah?
Yeah, her whole thing is giving back, right? I think she'd make a great member of our club.
Yeah, and I remember.
You get a backpack. You get a backpack. Everybody gets a backpack.
One of my favorite memes ever is that Oprah meme. I have abused that meme for several reasons. Oprah, if you're listening to Petaluma Community Access, our free local channel here in Petaluma, right? Come roll through. I like that. How has being president shaped you personally or professionally?
I didn't have like much experience being a leader at all prior to 2030. And I think that being president has helped me, it's helped me hone my skills of like being a good leader, delegating, problem solving, public speaking, like all of the things that I think are important just as you grow up to have. And I don't think I would have ever had this opportunity had I not joined 2030.
That's, a lot of the times, you know what's funky is when either you volunteer or you're thrown into that situation, right? It's like the skills are there, and then you learn up picking them up as you go, right? And sometimes that's probably a better way to do it. Like what's one of the sayings that say, you grow your wings while you're falling. You get pushed into this, you're like, okay, I don't know how to do this. Never had to do this before. But then you learn it, and I think that's one of the most the best parts about joining any organization is there are different things that are expected of you, especially since you're the president.
Yeah.
Right. So now people are looking up to you. You're working with the board or committee to go in a certain direction. And in order to do that, I think like when I look at myself personally, I don't want to look dumb, right? I don't want to feel like I'm a bad president. I want to do a good job.
Yeah.
And so sometimes learning new skills that will help you get there becomes a necessity. Awesome.
Definitely.
That's cool. Look how cool you are. So for young people who want to make a difference in Petaluma, what advice would you give them?
Obviously join 2030.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much space in our club to do whatever it is that you want, right? If you just want to be like a general member and you want to sit back and attend the events and show up and volunteer, that's great. You can also chair a committee, you can be just on a committee, you can be on the board of directors, like you can take it as far as you want to take it. And we do have some people who never join the board and never join a committee, and they're just an integral part of our club by showing up. And then we have people like me, like we were just talking about, where it's like I didn't know that I had these skills until like I was put in the position where I was like, no one else ran for president. I'm like, I guess I'll do it. And then I learned along the way. And I think that we provide a lot of opportunities for people who they may never get otherwise.
And how do you find the kids to give these backpacks or take shopping? Like how do you find the kids?
Yeah, so we partner with COTS a lot on several things, back to school shopping, or shopping spree being one of them. And then 4Cs and Mentor Me. And we say, hey, we have this many slots. Can you send out, well, we have like a little form that the parents fill out, and we say, can you send this to your most in need families? And that way we can make sure that we're serving the kids who need it the most. And then after we fill those slots, then we'll open it up to the public. A lot of people know about us, and they'll reach out to us and say, hey, my kid was in it last year. Do you have room for my kid this year? I've been chairing it for the past 4 or 5 years in a row, and like my goal is to never turn any kids away. I'm like, if we have 100 slots and we have 101 kids, I'm like, how can we get this last kid in there? And we'll do whatever we have to make sure we can get that kid in there.
Awesome. That's cool. And what do you hope the legacy of your time as president will be? Like, what would you like to give back?
That's a good question. I hope that like I am inspiring to others. I hope that other people in our club and our prospects see like my passion for the club and my passion for giving back and for wanting to grow personally and professionally. And I hope that other people see me as a leader and they're like, oh, what, I want to do that.
Yeah.
She does a good job of doing that. I want to do that.
That's, and that's the best part because, there's another meme or quote that it is that, like, if you can light somebody else's fire, your own candle isn't dwindled or something, right? And so if you're able to inspire somebody else, that, that takes nothing from you, right? But you're able to now grow, expand, help somebody.
Yeah, and I want to see people do it better than me, right? I want to see people have new ideas and like recreate the mold and reinvent the wheel and do way more incredible things than I was able to do. And I want to look at those people and be like, wow, they did a really good job.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, this is a quick round.
Okay, I won't look.
That's why I picked it up. You can't unless you X-ray eyes and stuff.
I don't know my glasses look.
All right, so it's gonna be one or the other, right?
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
The first concert you ever went to?
Simple Plan.
Go-to karaoke song?
Air Hostess. Right.
What's Air Hostess?
It's by, oh my God. What is their, I am blanking on the artist right now.
That's a song?
I'm not gonna sing on this.
Sing it.
We can listen to it afterwards.
Sing it. How's it go?
It's by Busted.
How's it go?
Air hostess, I like the way you dress. You don't know that song?
No.
I hate to fly, but I feel much better. Occupy my mind.
Oh,
right?
hey. I'm gonna get to know that song. We can go karaoke one day. I'm gonna tell them, Air Hostess is playing. All right. Favorite local Petaluma restaurant?
Sugo.
Best spot you go to relax?
Ooh. I just went to Oasis Day Spa. That was incredible. Or Bliss Day Spa, sorry.
Bliss Day Spa?
Bliss Day Spa.
Okay, that was good. All right. One word people would use to describe you?
I can't think of one word, but my friends always call me Queen of the Theme.
Queen of the Theme?
Yeah.
All right, that works. Okay. Word you would use to describe yourself?
Kind. I think I'm really kind.
You're all right. She's kinda kind. Does that work? Kinda kind?
Yeah.
She's double
I'm a lot
kind.
of other things
Double
too, but
kind.
I also
Double
think
kind.
you're
Kinda
kind.
kind. Right. Dogs, cats, or chickens?
Ooh, dogs.
Huh? Not chickens?
Not chickens.
Oh, I thought you were a chicken person. All right. Dream vacation destination?
Ooh, Greece.
Greece?
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure TV show or movie?
Law and Order SVU.
It's so exciting. You know what? That's something I never understood. Like so many. Is it just a woman thing? Where is this like you attracted to this
Crime. I just
crime, serial killers? No dude I know has watched the Jeffrey Dahmer, documentary. But he's like, oh, women are the only ones that I know that's like, oh, it's been such a long day at work. I want to go home and relax and watch some SVU. It's like,
That's me.
All right. Last words for the people out there that either don't know what the Petaluma Active 2030 is or how do they get involved?
Yeah, join us. Come to our meetings. They are the fourth Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. at the Petaluma Women's Club. We'd love to have everybody, even if you don't fall into that demographic. If you want to come check us out, if you want to donate to us, you can also do that. And we'd love to see you.
Bam, there it is. Well, Ryo, thank you so much for sharing your story, for showing us how much of an impact that one person can have when they're ready to step up and lead. All right, the Active 2030 Club has been a force for good here in Petaluma, and your leadership clearly is a big part of that story. I appreciate that. And here at PCA, we love spotlighting the people who keep this community strong. So thanks again, and thanks for all of you for tuning in for Behind the Biz Petaluma Edition, right? Where we meet the people behind the places and the projects and the programs that make Petaluma proud. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ta-da!